Welcome everybody. Welcome to another video here in my channel, and of course, new week, a new event for F1 class, and of course, a new season for Formula One is beginning. So, as you all know, F1 class follows the calendar of Formula One. So, our event this week is the first Formula One, the first Grand Prix of Formula One calendar, Bahrain Grand Prix, and of course, we're going to race in Bahrain and some very interesting other tracks, including the two newly introduced tracks of Jeddah and Miami. Um, in this week's event, uh, in this week's event, we have two drivers boosted again with 20%. We are talking about Bottas and Ricciardo, and this would be very interesting because with 20%, I believe at least Ricciardo, probably Bottas too, but at least Ricciardo would be a game changer. We are waiting, of course, tomorrow, so we will see the impact of 20% in those two drivers. Of course, we are in Bahrain, so the boost again this week is Jin. Excuse me. So let's get down to what this video is about. It's the tracks that we're going to race for the qualifying round of Bahrain GP, and as you have probably seen, we are racing two times in Bahrain in the qualifying round, and the other two races are in the new tracks that have been around for about 1.5 weeks, Saudi Arabia and Miami. So we have things to talk about because we have two new tracks. So let's get started. And okay, track number one, again Bahrain. We have raced Bahrain lots of times. Last week, 6 times in Bahrain. So let's get a little bit quickly over it. As you can see, nothing changed. 233 and 332 soft compounds in all stints. Herald or instinct if or hook if your driver is not starting P2, P3, P1, P4. Vice if your driver starts P2, P1. If you are in the middle of the pack, Herald and instinct and hook, of course, and firework, very good choice for this strategy. If you are at the back of the pack, of course 233 for your lowest driver, and I would probably choose instinct because it will give me enough fuel to push more, but Herald and hook will do the trick also. Now for our second driver, if we are at the back of the pack, probably one of the next two strategies, 4-4 with a medium compound, downforce or Nazar, so we can get 4 laps with a medium compound and push, and 5-3 with Eagle Taurus or Frost. A very good choice too. Alternatively, we can choose to go to do the undercut for our driver, for our second driver too, and follow the strategy by swapping the stints, 3 with a soft compound and 5 with a medium compound, but then only with Taurus, and if you don't have Taurus, Frost, because we need 5 in let's see it. Why just say it and not see it? Here it is. Okay. Because we need these 5 entire use that Taurus and Frost are giving us, so we can push in our second stint. Okay, so that's it for Bahrain, and now let's go to our second track, Jeddah. Jeddah, if you have seen my video in my first look about on Jeddah, I said my conclusion was that this is one of the fastest tracks in F1 class, and indeed it is one of the fastest tracks. It's very fast. You can push and overtake almost everywhere in this track. So we need boosts and strategies that are going to exploit this this characteristic of the track that is very fast. So this is why you are going to see only these 2 strategies, nothing else. I have tried 4-4, okay, 5-3 is out of the question, but no. If you can avoid stacking, both of your drivers, 3 pit stops, 4 stints, all with a soft compound, and these 3 boosts, because these 3 boosts have one thing in common. Let's see it. So for me, this is the quickest strategy. Although the pit lane of Jeddah is takes a lot of time, and you lose a lot of time in the pit lane, but if you go fast and furious, you can make up for this lost time very easily. So why Deadfast, Eclipse and Instinct? Of course you can use Firework or Hex, but the best ones for me is Deadfast, Eclipse and Instinct. And let's see why. So this is Instinct, which gives us speed, which we of course need in this track. It will give us 2 in overtaking, very useful, and 3 in fuel use. For me, in this track, the things we need most are speed and fuel. Nothing else. Speed and fuel. Even not overtaking, because overtaking is very easy here because of the high speeds. So fuel and speed are the 2 things we are looking for in our boosts. And Instinct, let's go. Okay, Deadfast, high speed, 2 in fuel use. It gives us tire use, which is good because we can push even more in all our stints, but mainly here we need speed and fuel use. The more speed and the more fuel we have, the best combination is these two. So first of all, for me the best is dead fast, which gives us 5 in speed and 2 in fuel use. And as you can see, speed and fuel use in Eclipse 2. Eclipse will give us won't give us the opportunity to push so much, so we have to be a little bit careful with our fuel. But for me, dead fast to the one driver and Eclipse to our second driver. Alternatively, instinct is the third best choice. Okay, if you don't have any of these, of course Hex, of course Lumberjack, Gladiator, but you have to be even more careful with your fuel management. So and of course we have to be very careful about stacking if we use the same strategy to both our drivers. If we cannot avoid stacking, then we can choose the second best fastest strategy, which is 3-3-2, medium compound in the stints with the three laps, and the last stint 2 laps with a soft compound. Street Shark, the best choice here, and probably the only choice, because as I said, now here we change what we need. We need tire management, because 3 laps with a medium compound, we can do it only without pushing, so pushing the red button. So Street Shark is a must, so we can push, but we are going to push with some logic, not like me. You are going to push like a logical player. I'm a little bit crazy when it comes to pushing the red button, because we don't have boosting in our fuel management, so we will be careful about it. In Jeddah, it's very easy to run out of fuel, because it's so fast, and it makes you forget that you have to stop pushing the red button. So 3-3-2 with Street Shark, so we can push in the first 2 stints. Our last stint, it would be easy to push the whole 2 laps, so probably push a little in the first, and in the first stint probably you should be pacing in the first 2 laps, and when many and probably most of the drivers pit in the second lap, because even the bots are using the 3 pit strategy, then in the third lap you find a big gap in front of you, you push and get at the end of the third lap for your pit stop. In your second stint you push more than the first, and in your last stint of course you can push the whole 2 laps with a soft compound. Alternatively, instead of Street Shark, you can use Dead Fast, but then pushing in the first 2 stints, the first 6 laps, would be difficult. Probably you would be able to push only in the very big straight in front of the pit lane. Maybe you could push in sector 3, the yellow sector, because it's a very fast sector. Probably sector 3 is the fastest sector in this track. So if you use dead fast, with 3-3-2, then in your first two stints, be very conservative with the red button. So that's it for Jeddah. Fast, very furious, very fuel consuming. So be careful. And I would say it again, don't forget to pit. If you lose one pit stop, then because the track is very big, although it's fast, it is very big. It is a nightmare. It will destroy your race. So we have to be careful about not forgetting to pit. Okay, that's it for Jeddah, Saudi Arabia, and track number 3, the second new track in our game, and this is Miami. And as you can see, in Miami, we have sector 1 is a slow one, the slowest sector in Miami. Sector 2, the red one. Sector 2, which is the blue sector, is a fast sector. And then we go to sector 3 with the very big straight there, where boosts like Dead Fast and Eclipse and Firework goes like hell. You see them in reaching the limits. You see in this straight, you see these boosts reach their limits. It's a very fast sector. 2/3 of the sector is the one straight, so it's a very fast, the fastest sector of this track. This is why we have the same approach like Jeddah. Of course, don't forget that in Miami it says that there is a 67% possibility of raining, so we will see some raining, some rain strategies too. Let's stick to the dry race. It's exactly the same like Jeddah, like Saudi Arabia. It's 3 pit stops, 2, all with soft compound, the fastest strategy. Here in Miami, I have noticed that it's even more difficult to avoid stacking if your drivers start in very close positions. So here, probably one drive, if your drivers start with 1 position or 2 positions or 3 positions apart, then probably we should choose one driver to go 3 pit stops and the second driver to go 2 pit stops. The strategy, the logic, where we push, where we don't push, which stint we push and which we don't, it's the same. Here we need fuel and speed for the first strategy with the 3 pit stops. We need some tire management in the second strategy with 3-3-2. What we said in Jeddah, it's the same, exactly the same thing in Miami. So, and in Jeddah and in Miami, these strategies are for starting wherever, in the middle of the pack, in the start of the pack, in the back of the pack. This is the fastest and the best strategies. Maybe if you start in the back of the pack, maybe in the strategy with the 2 pit stops, 3-3-2, maybe it would be better to choose 2-3-3, maybe, but I haven't tested it yet. So please, if someone do so under in the comment section under the video. Please give me some feedback so we have some knowledge about it. Now, if it rains, I'm going to say I'm going to be honest about it. I have raced in the last week a few times in Miami, probably 15, 20 times in Miami, and not once, not even one time, it was a wet race. I haven't got the chance to try anything. So I'm going to propose some things. I'm going to tell you, okay, you can choose these strategies. This is more from our experience of playing the game. Oh, this is only from my experience of playing the game. Never tested any of this because I have never played a wet race in Miami. So my thinking is that we can, of course, do the same strategy like in like in dry conditions, 3 pit stops, and of course hex and exception, which are the two fastest boosts for raining. And exception is very good also because let's go and see it. It is going to give us, my first choice here is exception, not hex, because of the two in fuel use we can push even more, and second choice would be hex. Now I don't know if how easy it is to overtake when it rains. When it's a dry race, Miami, it's very easy to overtake in lots of spots, in during the race. But when it rains, haven't tested it. If it's the same, well, 3 pit stops, fast and furious, great option. If it's not, then we can choose 3-3-2 again with hex and exception. And our third choice would be Samba, because I'm guessing that 3 laps with a wet compound can be done in Miami, not with a lot of pushing, but we can do it, and we can use in the big straight the speed of hex or exception, and of course in the last 2 laps we can push a lot. And my third choice would be 1 pit stop, but only with frost. My mind is that we need frost. I don't know if Dragon can make it. Only with frost, and if we don't have frost, well, probably we should use Taurus. But I find it too slow as a strategy. But on the other hand, haven't tested the other strategies too. If you ask me, if it rains in the qualifying round, I would probably choose the first strategy, 3 pit stops with hex, because I don't have a lot of exception. And for my second driver, well, maybe I will use exception for the first driver, so I can use hex for the second strategy, 3-3-2, and see how this goes. It would be a test. It would be an experiment. This is a new track. I haven't tried. I haven't raced with rain in Miami, so this is only from what I can think and from my experience. If any one of you have raced in Miami with rain, please in the comment section below, please say, give me some feedback. It would be very helpful to see, to know what we can do in when it rains in Miami. So finally, the fourth race in qualifying round, it would be again Bahrain. So I don't think we need to see it again. Okay, let's just have it here so we can just review it. And that's it for our qualifying round. It would be an interesting qualifying phase, and I'm happy that it has decided to introduce to Grand Prix the new in the qualifying round, the new tracks. Always qualifying round is much easier, and we can do mistakes. Mistakes are forgiven, as I say, in qualifying round. So it would be easier for us to test some things and know next time when it counts in an opening round or in a final round what is the best to do in these new tracks. So I hope you liked the video, you found it useful. Please, if so, please subscribe to the channel, like, of course, press the like button, and press the little bell so you get notified about new videos. And of course, don't miss the live our live streaming of the qualifying, opening and final round of the Bahrain GP. Thank you for watching, and I'm waiting for you to be here the next time. Thank you. Bye.